All right, so welcome to our deep dive into crypto in 2025. You're looking to understand the potential landscape a few years out, and you've given us some really fascinating stuff, articles and some AI-generated forecasts.
Yeah, a lot to unpack.
It is a lot. And before we get lost in the numbers, I think it's really important to emphasize that we're not just looking at predictions here. We're going to try to unpack the WHYs behind those forecasts, like what's driving these numbers, and most importantly, what does it all mean for you?
It's all about connecting those dots, right? The AI predictions, real-world events, the
Yes.
tech itself.
Yeah, for sure. So let's jump right in. There's all this buzz around AI crypto predictions. One of the articles you sent from Cointelegraph uses AI to try and map out potential crypto prices for 2025. But I also loved, I have to say, this quote from blockchain DXB really stuck with me. It said, all price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time.
It's so true. It's hilarious, but it's so true.
I know. I mean, it's funny, but it's a good reminder to stay grounded, right?
Absolutely. AI is a powerful tool, but it's only as good as the data you feed it. It can help us spot trends, but we have to understand the limitations and the biases that might be baked into these models.
Exactly. It's not a crystal ball.
Mm.
So speaking of predictions, the AI forecasts Bitcoin could hit anywhere between $175,000 to $350,000 by 2025. That's a big range. What's driving that really bullish outlook?
Well, one key factor is the Bitcoin halving event. It's slated for 2024. And basically what this means is that the rate at which new Bitcoin is created gets cut in half.
Right, so it's like a built-in scarcity engine.
Exactly. And historically, Bitcoin's price has tended to surge in I'd say around 18 months after a halving.
Yeah, we saw that play out after the 2016 and 2020 halvings, right?
Yeah.
So is that the main driver behind these numbers, though? Because, I mean, $350,000 seems like a big jump.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The halving creates kind of a supply shock to the system. But the market's reaction isn't always immediate. It takes time for that decreased supply to be felt, for demand to adjust.
You don't see it right away.
Yep. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And so that post-halving period leading into 2025, that's what has people excited. Plus, you have to factor in that Bitcoin is increasingly being seen as a hedge against inflation, especially during times of economic uncertainty. So that adds fuel to the fire.
That makes sense. So it's not just about this technical event, but also how the market perceives Bitcoin's role in the larger financial world.
Exactly. The halving might be a catalyst, but the broader economic context plays a huge role. And speaking of context, let's shift gears to Ethereum. The AI predictions here are even more all over the place, from $2,670 to a mind-boggling $10,000 by 2025. So what's driving that?
Everyone's talking about Ethereum switching over to a proof-of-stake system,
Right.
and that would make it more eco-friendly and scalable.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
This transition it's often called Ethereum 2.0. It's aimed at addressing some of the network's biggest challenges, like the proof-of-stake system. It makes it significantly more energy efficient, which is a big deal considering the environmental concerns around crypto. But perhaps even more importantly, it tackles the issue of scalability, which is something Ethereum has been struggling with. Those high transaction fees, what are they called, gas fees?
Oh, yeah, the gas fees.
They make it expensive to use.
I've definitely felt that pain.
I think we all have.
Yeah.
So the idea is if you can lower fees and speed up processing, well, that makes Ethereum even more attractive to developers and bigger players, right?
Right, and institutional investors,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Exactly. And so that's why the AI is so bullish on Ethereum. If this transition goes smoothly, the scalability issues get resolved. Well, it paves the way for even greater adoption and potentially much higher prices.
Okay, and this is a big, but scaling Ethereum is a massive undertaking. It's not a simple fix. There are technical challenges, potential security vulnerabilities. You have a whole host of other blockchains that are all vying for Ethereum's crown. So it's a race against time.
It's a race. Ethereum really needs to deliver on its promises if it wants to maintain its spot at the top.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so interesting to watch. It's not just about the technology. It's also about competition, market dynamics, this constant evolution. The space is never standing still.
Right. All right, so let's look at a rising star. Solana AI suggests that it could be worth anywhere from $500 to $725 by 2025. So what's all the hype about?
Well, Solana's big selling points are speed and cost. It boasts super low fees and incredibly fast transaction speeds. It's become really popular among NFT and gaming developers because they need fast, cheap transactions for their applications to work seamlessly. All about the user experience.
Right. Yeah, nobody wants to wait forever for a transaction to go through or get slammed with ridiculous fees. And that's where Solana shines. It's really positioned itself as a competitor to Ethereum, especially in the DeFi and NFT spaces. So as more money flows into crypto, Solana is well positioned to capture a good chunk of that.
But isn't speed a double-edged sword? I mean, doesn't decentralization sometimes mean that things move a little slower? Is Solana sacrificing security for speed?
That's the million-dollar question, right? It's all about finding that balance. Solana claims that they have achieved both speed and security, but only time will tell if their technology can truly deliver on that. And that's part of the risk, you know? You're betting on a relatively new technology that hasn't been as rigorously tested as something like Bitcoin or Ethereum.
It's a gamble.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so next up is Tron. And the AI prediction here is a little bit more modest, between $1 and $1.10 by 2025.
Right.
So what's the story with Tron?
Well, Tron's founder, Justin Sun, he's a bit of a marketing whiz. He's been very strategic in building this network, focusing on scalability and low transaction fees to attract DeFi applications.
It's not flashy, but it's functional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it may not always grab the headlines, but it's quietly building a solid foundation.
And their integration with BitTorrent gives them a massive user base to tap into.
Huge. Yeah. And so you've got Tron's focus on those decentralized applications, that massive user base and active community. Those are all ingredients for potential future growth.
Okay, so time to address the elephant in the room, XRP. The AI predicts it could reach $5 to $6 by 2025. But there's that ongoing legal battle with the US SEC, right? How do you even factor that in?
Yeah, that's the big question mark hanging over XRP. The outcome of that case will have a huge impact. You know, if XRP wins, we could see a surge in demand, especially for its use in cross-border payments, because it's already a major player in that space. But if the SEC wins, well, that could be a major setback. It's a waiting game.
It's a high-stakes gamble. Until there's a resolution, investing in XRP is definitely not for the faint of heart.
Absolutely. It's pure speculation. You're betting on a legal outcome, which is, you know...
Inherently unpredictable.
Yeah, it really is. It's a nail-biter, for sure. So speaking of risk and reward, let's talk about Cardano AI suggesting it could land somewhere between $4 and $7 by 2025. So what's driving that optimism?
Well, Cardano has this reputation for being, methodical, almost academic in its approach.
That's a good way to put it. They really emphasize a rigorous, peer-reviewed approach to development. And they've really been laser-focused on building a secure and sustainable platform, especially with their proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. And, you know, this resonates with a lot of people, especially those who are concerned about the environmental impact of crypto.
Yeah, so they're appealing to the eco-conscious investor. But does their roadmap support those price predictions? I mean, are they on track to actually hit those numbers?
Well, Cardano's still very much under development, which means that a lot of its potential is yet to be unlocked. They're rolling out new features and functionalities all the time, so if they can deliver on that ambitious roadmap, that price range could definitely be within reach.
Okay, so next up we have Avalanche. And the AI is giving it a range of $100 to $120 by 2025. So what's fueling that projection?
Well, Avalanche is all about scalability and speed, which are key factors for DeFi applications. Think of it as a platform of platforms. It allows developers to create their own custom blockchains. They're called subnets. And these subnets can be tailored to specific needs.
It's like a blockchain construction kit. That's pretty innovative.
It is. And what that means for the average investor is, well, if Avalanche becomes this hub for DeFi applications and it attracts more developers and businesses, well, it could see a surge in demand for its native token, AVAX. And that's what's driving those price predictions.
So it's not just about the tech itself. It's about building a whole ecosystem around it.
Exactly. The more projects and users that flock to Avalanche, the more valuable that token becomes. It's all about network effects.
Okay. Last but not least on our AI prediction tour is Kaspa. This one's considered a potential dark horse with a predicted price of $10 to $15 by 2025. What makes Kaspa stand out?
Kaspa utilizes a unique technology called BlockDAG, and it's a different way of structuring a blockchain. You can almost imagine it as a web of interconnected blocks rather than a single chain. And this allows for much faster transactions and better scalability compared to traditional blockchains.
So it's like a superhighway for transactions.
That's a good way to put it. But of course, the question is it sacrificing security for speed? And that's the trade-off that's always debated with these newer blockchain technologies. Kaspa's proponents argue that BlockDAG can actually enhance security in certain ways, but it's still early days. So if this technology gains traction and proves to be secure and reliable, well, Kaspa could see some serious price movement.
So it's one to watch. We've covered a lot of individual coins. But what about the bigger picture? I mean, the AI predictions paint a generally optimistic picture for crypto in 2025. But taking these numbers at face value would be a mistake.
Right. Absolutely. It's crucial to remember that these are just predictions. Anyone can throw out a number. What really matters is understanding the WHYs. the factors that might drive these outcomes. It's about being an informed investor, not just chasing hype.
So let's play a little game. Let's say you're looking at these AI predictions and you see one that catches your eye. Maybe it's that $10,000 Ethereum prediction. What are some questions you should ask yourself to make sure you're not falling into those prediction traps?
Okay, I love that. First, I would look at the source of the prediction. Who's making it? What's their track record? Are they transparent about their methodology? Remember, anyone can throw out a number. It's about understanding the reasoning behind it. So separating the signal from the noise. What else?
Then I dig into the specific factors driving that prediction. Is it based on solid fundamentals, like technological advancements or growing adoption? Or is it more speculative, driven by hype or market sentiment? We need to understand what's actually happening on the ground, not just get caught up in the excitement of a big number. So we're looking for substance over speculation. What about external factors, like what's happening in the economy as a whole?
Yes, don't forget the broader market conditions. What's happening in the global economy? What's the regulatory landscape looking like? These factors can have a huge impact on the crypto market as a whole.
Right, crypto doesn't exist in a vacuum.
Yeah.
It's part of a much larger financial ecosystem.
Yeah.
So yeah, staying informed about those macro trends is crucial. But let's zoom in on something I think is often overlooked. The human element. Cryptocurrency is often seen as this purely technological domain. But there are people behind these projects making decisions, building communities. It's not just code.
You're absolutely right. The human element often gets lost amidst all the tech talk. Who are the developers? What's their vision? Do they have a strong track record? These are all important questions to ask.
Yeah, it's about assessing the team, their experience, their commitment. Are they in it for the long haul, or are they just chasing quick profits?
Exactly. And then there's the community aspect. Is there a vibrant and engaged community supporting the project? That can be a sign of real staying power.
Yeah, it's fascinating how that community aspect plays such a big role in crypto. It's about shared belief in the project's vision, a willingness to contribute, to spread the word. It's really a powerful force. Speaking of powerful forces, let's talk about AI itself. We've been looking at AI making these predictions. But what if we flip the script and think about how AI could impact the crypto landscape in 2025? I mean, how would AI be used within crypto?
That's a great question. We're already seeing AI being used in various ways, from trading algorithms to fraud detection, but as AI technology advances, its role in the crypto space is only going to expand.
It's like a feedback loop. AI analyzes crypto markets, but it's also shaping those markets in new and unexpected ways.
Precisely. For instance, we might see AI being used to create more sophisticated DeFi protocols, making them more efficient and accessible. Imagine AI algorithms managing your crypto portfolio, automatically adjusting to market fluctuations and maximizing your returns. Or AI-powered security systems that enhance the safety and trustworthiness of blockchain transactions.
So AI could actually make crypto safer and more user-friendly for the average person.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget about the potential for AI-driven personalization. Imagine AI curating investment portfolios tailored to your individual risk profile, or creating personalized financial advice based on your spending habits and goals.
It's mind-blowing to think about how AI could personalize our whole crypto experience.
It is. The possibilities are truly endless when you combine the power of AI with the transformative potential of blockchain technology. But, and it's important to remember, this AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
So it's important to address those ethical considerations.
Yeah.
We need to ensure that these technologies are developed and deployed responsibly, with fairness and transparency at their core.
Absolutely. We can't just blindly embrace the tech without considering the potential consequences. It's about finding that balance between innovation and ethical development.
Okay, so enough with the future gazing.
Okay.
We talked a lot about the potential of crypto in 2025.
Yeah.
But what about the here and now? What are some of the key trends you're seeing in the crypto space right now that you think could shape the landscape in 2025?
One trend I'm watching very closely is the increasing institutional adoption of crypto. We're seeing more big players, hedge funds, asset management companies. They're all starting to dip their toes into the crypto waters.
It's like a legitimacy stamp. When these institutions get involved, it signals a growing acceptance of crypto as a viable asset class.
Exactly. And this influx of institutional capital is having a significant impact on market dynamics.
It's like pouring fuel on the fire. That increased demand from these big players can drive prices higher, but it could also lead to greater market volatility.
Right. It's a double-edged sword. Another trend I'm keeping an eye on is the growing intersection between crypto and the metaverse.
Oh, the metaverse. Everyone's talking about the metaverse.
I know, right? But we're actually seeing it happen.
Yeah.
Virtual worlds and online gaming platforms are integrating cryptocurrencies and NFTs. And this creates new opportunities for ownership, commerce, and community building within these digital spaces.
So it's like a whole new frontier opening up.
Exactly. And as the metaverse continues to evolve, I think the role of crypto will only grow.
Okay, let's bring it back down to earth for a minute and talk about the individual investor. What advice would you give someone who's interested in exploring the crypto world? Especially with all these predictions and trends swirling around, it can feel pretty overwhelming.
My advice would be to approach crypto with a healthy dose of curiosity and caution. Don't be afraid to learn, to explore, to experiment, but do your research, understand the risks, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
It's such a balancing act. We want to encourage people to embrace this exciting technology, but also emphasize responsible investing.
Absolutely. And remember, the crypto world is constantly changing. What's hot today might be old news tomorrow. So staying informed, adapting to new developments, and being willing to evolve your understanding is crucial.
It's a dynamic space that rewards those who are willing to learn and adapt. But let's have some fun and wrap up with a little thought experiment. Imagine we fast forward to January 2026. What do you think the biggest headline in the crypto world will be?
Ooh, that's a tough one. But if I had to guess, I'd say the headline would be something like, "Crypto goes mainstream, from niche technology to global phenomenon." You know, I think we're on the cusp of seeing crypto truly break into the mainstream, becoming integrated into our everyday lives in ways we can't even imagine right now.
I love that. It's a bold prediction,
Yeah.
but I can see it happening. Crypto is becoming more accessible, more user-friendly,
Yeah.
more integrated into our digital world.
Exactly. And that's what makes this space so exciting. We're witnessing the birth of a new financial system, a new way of interacting with technology and with each other. The possibilities are truly limitless.
I'm getting chills. It really does feel like we're on the edge of something huge. The whole crypto revolution is just getting started.
It is. It's fascinating to think about how this technology might reshape our world. You know, we've talked about the potential for financial empowerment, but there are so many other possibilities, from revolutionizing supply chains to creating more transparent and accountable systems of governance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not just about money, it's about building a more equitable and decentralized future. But as we navigate this uncharted territory, it's crucial to remember that we're dealing with people's lives, their hopes, their dreams. We have to be mindful of the impact this technology has on real people.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You know, crypto has the power to uplift and empower, but it also has the potential to be misused. We need to be vigilant about ensuring that these technologies are used ethically and responsibly.
It's a responsibility we all share.
Yeah.
Now, you've been immersed in the crypto world for years. What's something that still surprises you, something that makes you step back and go, wow, I can't believe this is happening?
Honestly, it's the sheer pace of innovation. Every time I think I've got a handle on things, some new development comes along, some groundbreaking technology or unexpected application that completely changes the game.
It's like the Wild West of finance. Unpredictable, exhilarating, full of opportunity and risk.
Precisely. And that's what keeps me hooked. It's a space where anyone with a good idea and the passion to see it through can make a real difference.
It's a powerful message of empowerment. Crypto is breaking down barriers, democratizing access to financial tools and opportunities. It's a movement that's challenging the status quo, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And like we discussed, we're only just scratching the surface. The next few years are going to be absolutely wild.
Now let's shift gears and look at some specific dates in January 2025 that could significantly impact the crypto market. First up, January 15th, the release of the Consumer Price Index, CPI numbers. This gives us a snapshot of inflation trends.
Right. And if inflation remains high, cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, could become even more attractive as a hedge against a devaluing dollar. We've seen this play out in the past. When traditional markets get shaky, people often turn to alternative assets like crypto to protect their wealth.
It's like a flight to safety, but in the digital world.
Exactly. So those CPI numbers will be closely watched by crypto investors.
Okay. Then we have January 20th, Inauguration Day. President Trump is being sworn in for a second term, and his administration's stance on crypto regulation could have a huge impact on the market.
Absolutely. Regulatory uncertainty is one of the biggest factors holding crypto back. If his administration signals a move towards clearer, more supportive regulations, it could be a huge boost for the industry. But on the flip side, if they crack down on crypto, it could stifle innovation and slow down adoption.
It's a real wild card. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
And finally, on January 29th, we have the Federal Open Market Committee, or FOMC, meeting. This is where they make decisions about interest rates, which have a ripple effect throughout all financial markets, including crypto.
Right, because higher interest rates often make investors less willing to put money into riskier assets. Crypto could see a dip if the Fed decides to hike rates.
Exactly. It all comes back to that interconnectedness we talked about. The crypto market doesn't exist in isolation. It's influenced by global economic forces, political decisions, and even social trends.
So January 2025 is shaping up to be a pretty eventful month for crypto.
Yeah, to say the least, it's going to be a fascinating ride, and staying informed is more important than ever.
Well, you've definitely given us a lot to think about. As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. All these predictions and trends are exciting, but the most important takeaway is this. The future of crypto is being shaped right now by people like you. It's in your hands.
That's a great point. Your decisions, the projects you support, the way you engage with this technology, it all contributes to the direction crypto takes.
So don't just sit on the sidelines. Get involved, learn, explore, and be a part of this incredible journey. Who knows? You might just be the one to write the next big crypto headline.
That's what I love about this space. The future is wide open, and anything is possible.
And on that note, we'll sign off. Until next time, keep diving deep.